are currently, at the request of the Pasco County building official and building inspections, we are pushing back an additional 200 feet, 200 to 300 feet from the edge of the sinkhole where it's at right now. Pasco County building inspections is going around and tagging some homes as unsafe, both on Canal Street as well as here on the street that we're on. The reason we're putting those tags up is we cannot verify that we've actually talked to that homeowner. So that's why the tags are being placed on the door, so that it's bright and visible upon their return. The sheriff's office is going to be here maintaining traffic ingress and egress, and they're also going to be the security element to keep people that do not live in this area outside of this area, and for as long as we need that. We have evacuated approximately, and this was not a mandatory evacuation, we got voluntary compliance from everybody. So we did have a voluntary evacuation of around 8 homes. The American Red Cross is en route to assist us with placing those victims at this point in time. Other agencies are involved with us right now, other than the Sheriff's Office, Fire Rescue, Emergency Management, is also going to be Duke Energy. They have shut down the power to this particular 100 block. We have, again, Pasco County building official and building inspectors on scene. We do have Road and Bridge from Pasco County that is going to be blocking off streets here shortly. And the State Division of Emergency Management has just gone on scene as well to assist in any way that they can as far as coordinating any state resources. We did notify Swift Mud, that's the Southwest Florida Water Management District, and requested a geo specialist to come in and look at the sinkhole and make any other further determinations. At that point, I believe that, okay, I've been asked to clarify the actual street name is Ocean Pine Drive. Again, 21825-21835 Ocean Pine Drive. But those are the entities we have right now. I'm going to let Chief Whitey come up and talk very briefly about what the Fire Rescue Department saw when they got here and any other protective actions that they have, and then I'll come back up for any questions. Sean?
Good morning. I spoke with our first on-scene captain, Captain David Allen. He arrived on the scene. They had a small depression. Within minutes, the hole opened up. Captain Allen's been one of our captains for a long time, and this is what he said to me was this is something he's never seen this before. The hole grew fast, and it swallowed that home pretty quickly. So at this point, we're just here assisting any way we can.
Does anybody have any questions?
Can you describe again, you said you went to the homes and you put tags in the homes. Kind of describe that in that process to make sure anybody...
So the question was to describe the actual process of what's going on with the building inspections department right now. So what they're doing is they're going home to home right now within a set perimeter to determine if these homes or any other homes are in danger. They have tagged a few homes on Canal Street as well as here on Ocean Pine Drive to putting up the sticker that says, at this point in time, it is unsafe to be in this home. So again, we'll have the American Red Cross here. If we need to open up a shelter, we will open up a shelter. But we're right on the brink of American Red Cross handling the situation and then the county needing to step in. But we are ready to open up one if we need to, and we'll obviously provide transportation for these folks over to that area. But again, to the point of the building inspector, what they are doing is they're going home to home, looking at the distance as to where the sinkhole is at right now, and then tagging homes that they feel are in potential jeopardy of being affected by this particular sinkhole.
Is there anything on this side, on the other side of the street, or is it only on this side?
So the road has been fully taken over by this sinkhole. It's about just around this bend here. All of the asphalt has now officially fallen into the sinkhole. So it is now starting to come on this side by this particular oak tree behind me, on your right, my left, heading in that direction. However, I've been told there, and these gentlemen over here at the front of this hood, they are looking at the actual geo surveys, and there was a sinkhole here in the past, which is also one of the reasons that I'm going ahead and calling this a sinkhole. It was remediated, but they have the actual engineers, schematics and whatnot on that sinkhole. So they're looking at that in relation to where other homes are sitting right now.
How big is it now? Wide and deep?
I'm going to estimate it. I'm saying about 200 feet from the to the farthest points of the sinkhole right now. It is completely basically taken in one entire house and probably 50 to 60% of another. So there's two questions. I'll take the one about how do you determine which ones to tag. Again, that's not my call. That the building official and his designees, which are building inspectors out here right now, they are the ones that will determine that. Again, it's proximity to the sinkhole, which way, based on a constant assessment of that sinkhole, which way is it growing, and then they make determinations based off of some of those facts to determine then what they need to tag. And back to you for that question. I'm sorry.
How deep is it?
How deep is it? At this point in time, we don't know. It's obviously filled with water. I can tell you, all three of us have seen the roof of the 21835 residence go into the sinkhole, and it went completely in, and you cannot see the roof anymore. So I'm going to say it's very deep. Any other questions?
Yeah, Kevin, if you had to describe the situation as overall for one of the persons that you've never seen it this bad before in 30 years, how would you describe the situation as it is unfolding right now? These people who live.
Right. So as it's unfolding, you can see even behind us, we've had a couple more inches or feet start to fall in. This is an active sinkhole. That's why this perimeter has been pushed so far back. We've notified all the residents around us that you will be in that next phase. If we need to come and knock on your door, you should be ready to go, and we'll continue to back this up probably about 100 feet at a time, or whatever the building inspector tells us. But to your point, this is a very fluid situation right now. The sinkhole by no means is stable, and we're taking the necessary protective actions.
How many people are evacuated?
Right now, I believe on my estimate, it's right around 10 homes that we have checked and asked those folks to leave, or they were not home anyway. They'd already left for work this morning. So right now, give or take, it's about 10. I will get that number to Tambry, and she will get that put out to you in a media alert as to the actual numbers.
Clarify what they're
Hang on just a second. One more.
100 feet pushed back at the time,
Yeah, we will be looking at probably increments of 100 feet. That's typically what the building inspector would ask us to do, and that's usually our protocol. When we have this start out, we start with 100 feet from the edge. She went ahead and asked us to step it back another additional 200 feet, but I would say at this point in time, she'll probably want to keep a 200 to 300 foot buffer and then continue to grow it 100 feet at a time. Right here?
Were they home at the time? Where were
Yes,
they?
yes. There are residents that were at home when we made contact. These particular two houses, Sean, do you have any idea if anybody was home at those two houses?
Yeah. When our engine company got here, the one home, there was nobody home. The first home on the right there.
The home that is in the sinkhole.
Yes, ma'am. They weren't home, but our crew was able to contact them. They had just left for work. Our crews were able to get into the house, get some of their personal belongings, and get their two dogs out of the house. So we were able to do that. They arrived here shortly thereafter. The house next door, those people were not home, but they arrived back here at the scene prior to their house going into the hole, so they were able to get some of their stuff out. Our crews assisted moving their cars and stuff, their motor homes, getting all as much belongings as we could moved as quickly as we could before it got too dangerous to be up there. Time, we're just waiting for it to stop growing before we can start mitigating it. Yeah, our crews physically went into somebody's house and got their two dogs out of that house, the house that's completely gone. They were able to get in there and get those out prior to the home being taken away. There was no one home at the time yet. They weren't home at the time we got here, but they did arrive shortly thereafter, so we were able to assist them in getting some of their personal belongings, important stuff, but for the most part, they've lost everything.
Is there any warning at all prior to this? How
There was some warning, I guess. There was a small depression that someone called us about and a boat that was sinking into the ground, so I guess that's the warning they got. And unusual, we live in Florida. There's always a possibility of sinkholes in Florida. I've never seen one this big, and I'm talking to our crews, they've never seen one this big where it's actually taking homes in this area. Yeah, we came out for an investigation for what was the address of the house? 21-830, this street, yeah.
Any advice for folks that actually notify them of these phases of what they should be doing right now?
They should.
This is going. I mean, this is a lot of this hole's open since you guys been talking.
And we've talked to a lot of the neighbors already. We're asking them to get all their important documents, deeds, birth certificates, social security stuff, all of their important papers together and load those in your car now. Medications, stuff like that, banking information, safety deposit boxes that you might have in the house, a safe. Get that stuff loaded up now, because when we come to give the order to go, it's, you know, we're not asking you to move out. We're not going to give you 3 or 4 hours to move. We're going to give you 15 or 20 minutes. The sheriff's office will step in and we're going to make you go now. It's for your own safety. So, Tambry asked me to remind everybody that power in this area is shut off to about 100 homes. Duke Energy is trying to do a workaround to feed the homes that are out of power. It'll take about 3 to 4 hours.
How many homes?
About 100 homes without power right now, but they're hoping to limit that to just the few that are affected here on this street, and then get the rest of them back up. But it's going to take several hours before they can do that. They have to reroute some lines.